What if I told you that just 10 families hold more wealth than half of the world's population? That's right, the top 10 richest families in the world have a combined net worth of over $4 trillion. That's more than the GDP of many countries. You might think you know who some of these families are, but I bet there are some surprises on this list that you never would have guessed. But before we dive into the fascinating world of the ultra-rich, let's take a moment to ponder just how much wealth these families hold. To put it into perspective, the combined net worth of these families is enough to fund the education of every child on Earth for over a decade. Are you curious to know who these families are and how they made their fortunes? Then sit tight, because we're about to take a deep dive into the world of the richest families on the planet. From old money dynasties to self-made billionaires, we've got it all. So buckle up and get ready to be surprised. At number 10, we have the Cargill-MacMillan family with an estimated net worth of $42.9 billion. They're the family behind Cargill, one of the largest privately owned companies in the world. But what's interesting about this family is that they're incredibly private. It's rare to see them in the media and they don't often speak publicly about their wealth. Next up, we have the Koch family with an estimated net worth of $47.6 billion. They made their fortune in media, owning companies such as Koch Communications and the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. But the family is also known for their philanthropy. In 2017, the family pledged $100 million to support healthcare initiatives in Georgia. Now we start to see some of the biggest names in business and finance, but with that kind of wealth also comes a lot of responsibility. At number 8, we have the Ambani family, with an estimated net worth of $81.3 billion. They make their fortune in petrochemicals and telecommunications, with their company Reliance Industries being one of the largest in India. But the family has also faced criticism for their opulent lifestyle, with their 27-story home being a particular point of controversy. Next up, we have the Koch family, with an estimated net worth of $109.7 billion. They made their fortune in oil and chemicals, with their company Koch Industries being one of the largest privately owned companies in the world. But the family is also known for their political activism, with their donations to conservative causes and candidates being a major point of controversy. At this point, it's worth remembering that while these families may have more money than most of us could ever dream of, they're still subject to the same highs and lows of life as everyone else. At number 6, we have the Dumas family, with an estimated net worth of $113 billion. They made their fortune in luxury goods, with their company Hermès being one of the most well-known fashion brands in the world. But the family has also faced tragedy, with the kidnapping and murder of a member of the family in the 1970s. Next up, we have the Arnault family, with an estimated net worth of $150.6 billion. They made their fortune in luxury goods, with their company LVMH owning brands such as Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior. But the family has also faced controversy, with accusations of tax evasion and questionable business practices. Moving up the list, we have the Walton family, with an estimated net worth of $247.2 billion. They made their fortune in retail, with their company Walmart being the largest retailer in the world. But the family has also faced criticism for their treatment of workers and their impact on small businesses. And now it's time for the top 3 richest families in the world. These families have net worths that are almost too big to comprehend. At number 3, we have the Mars family, with an estimated net worth of $350 billion. They made their fortune in candy, with their company Mars being the largest candy maker in the world. But the family is also known for their privacy, with very little known about their personal lives. At number 2, we have the Al Saud family, with an estimated net worth of $1.4 trillion. They're the royal family of Saudi Arabia, and their wealth is tied up in the country's oil reserves. But the family is also known for their lavish spending and controversial human rights record. And finally, at number 1, we have the Rothschild family, with an estimated net worth of $500 trillion. They made their fortune in finance, with the family having been involved in banking for over 200 years. But the family is also known for their influence on world events. The Rothschilds family's wealth is almost beyond comprehension. With a net worth of $500 trillion, they have more money than most countries' GDP. But how did they become so wealthy? The Rothschilds' fortune can be traced back to the early 19th century when they began banking operations in Europe. They quickly became one of the most influential and powerful families in finance, with their business expanding throughout Europe and the United States. Their influence extended beyond banking and finance, with the family being involved in politics and even playing a role in the establishment of the State of Israel. Today, the Rothschild family is one of the most secretive and private families in the world, with very little known about their personal lives. While these families have amassed incredible wealth, it's important to remember that money can't buy everything. Some of the richest families in the world face personal tragedy and scandal. For example, the Dumas family faced the kidnapping and murder of a family member, while the Koch family's political donations have been controversial. The Al-Saud family has faced criticism for their human rights record, and the Walton family have been accused of mistreating their workers. But despite these challenges, these families remain some of the wealthiest and most influential in the world. Their wealth and power have allowed them to shape the world we live in today. Well, there you have it, folks. The top 10 richest families in the world. We hope you enjoyed this eye-opening glimpse into the lives of the ultra-rich. We may never know what it's like to have billions of dollars at our disposal, but we can certainly appreciate the impact these families have had on our world. From philanthropy, to politics, to business, the ultra-rich have left an indelible mark on our society. But it's important to remember that wealth doesn't define us as individuals or as a society. At the end of the day, what really matters is how we treat each other and how we work together to make the world a better place for everyone. So let's take a moment to reflect on the lessons we can learn from the world's richest families and use that knowledge to make a positive impact in our own lives and the lives of those around us. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content.